In today's episode, I want to talk to you about real estate market crashes, what the market looks like now, and how the war that is going on, the conflict over in Russia and Ukraine, is going to affect the real estate market. The infamous 2008 housing bubble. If you don't know anything about the housing bubble, you're living under a rock. The 2008 housing bubble had to do with ridiculous lending going on, where basically mortgage lenders and banks were giving loans out to people's dogs. You literally didn't have to have a pulse to be able to get a mortgage. What a great time to live in, right? How many houses did you own then? Well, if you own any from the 2008 housing bubble still, and you were able to keep them and not go into foreclosure, good for you. But sell them all now, because the market is going to die. Okay, let me back up. I might be exaggerating a little bit. I actually don't believe that the market is going to crash at all. I personally don't feel like the conflict going on now is going to change the real estate market all that tremendously. If anything, it actually might boost it up again. What we see, what happened with COVID? What happened was, and by the way, during COVID, most businesses were able to stay open if it was deemed life essential, right? Real estate was one of those markets in majority of states in the United States, except for Pennsylvania. So our governor decided that we are not life essential as real estate agents, and the real estate industry is not life essential. So, and I completely agree, right? Because what is life essential about shelter, right? Or water, or food for that matter? We don't need any of those things. Those are definitely not the most essential things that I can think of on the hierarchy of things that are beneficial to human life. Our ancestors didn't have shelter. They weren't living in caves. They didn't build huts. They played video games. The real estate market is not life essential, guys. Just ask the governor of Pennsylvania. He'll agree. Anyway, so let's go back to the issue at heart. And so back during COVID, when this first started, everybody in the real estate industry, the wholesale industry, the investment industry, which I'm in, was panicking. They were like, we need to change our calculations. What's going to happen to the market? Is the market going to crash? There's going to be a reevaluation of housing prices, right? Because we didn't know what was happening. And so what actually happened, instead of the market crashing, was that it went up a lot, and it continues to go up. Why? Well, for one, real estate is essential. We all need a place to live. It didn't take a hit the way that people thought it was going to. And also, people were spending a lot more time in their homes, right? Because we all had a quarantine. So it didn't lead to a crash. It actually led to a boom. And it also inflated prices because there was less inventory. Builders can't keep up with demand. And so home values went up. And then also, coupled with that, the government has some of the lowest interest rates to get homes. And so money is almost free, right? That's obviously going to lead to a boom in the real estate market. The other thing that happens when a crisis happens, like this conflict in Russia, is that people pull money out of the stock market. They put it in things that are more secure, like gold and beanie babies. Beanie babies are fantastic. They put their things into solid things like real estate, things that are life essential, like shelter, that's not going anywhere. And so people actually take their money out of the stock market and invest into real estate. And some of these investors have never invested in real estate in their lives, and they don't know what the true value of a home is. But you know what? They don't care. And why don't they care? Because they just need a solid place to put their money. And so something that I'll tell you is people wait to buy in crisis to try and get the bottom dollar in the real estate market. And that's great. If you want to do that, fantastic. And it's not bad to do. You should do that. You only do that if you're investing for equity long term. I might do it on some deals, but when I invest in real estate, I'm not buying it for the long-term value of it. Any equity that I build is icing on the cake. I purchase for cash on cash return and passive income. What does that mean? I will tell you in another video, because this is the video about Ukraine. It's not the video about passive income off of real estate or Sharknadoes. It's not about any of those things. It's about what's going on with Ukraine. And so what I'll actually tell you guys is that it's not doom and gloom. The real estate market is not going to crash from this. Notice I pardon that with from this. There are some leading things that are happening right now in the market that would probably indicate a correction of some sort, right? I don't know necessarily it'll be a crash. What's a crash anyway? Who determines a crash? Is it a certain basis of value lost? Is that a crash? But let me tell you something. It does not matter if it crashes if you've invested your money wisely into real estate, because I don't care if you lose $100,000 in equity overnight from a crash. Do your tenants say, hey, listen, I don't want to live in this place anymore because it's now $100,000 less than what it was yesterday. And so I'm not paying you $1,200 a month anymore in rent. And in fact, I would rather go live in a cave because housing is not essential and I don't care. Rent value usually goes up because people lose their homes in market crashes, especially when lending has been so easy and freely. And now I personally, and we can watch and see what happens, but I do not think that the housing market will crash. I think there is a correction coming. When is that correction coming? I don't know. Could be years. Could be months, but I don't think it will have any cause on what is going on. I hope and pray for the best outcome. And it's super sad what is going on right now overseas and over in Ukraine. And I would urge you to contribute in any way that you possibly can. My heart goes out to everybody over there. I hope that it ends peacefully sooner rather than later. There's a reason that I'm in real estate. It's not because I was born into it. It's not because I was shown it. It's because I've had an affinity towards it for almost my entire life. I've been in a ton of businesses, a lot, and I've failed at a lot of them. By the way, I have never been more excited about real estate than I am now. And ever since I was literally 16 years old, maybe 15, I've been going to Rich Dad, Poor Dad seminars. I had my mom take me. She put it on a credit card for me. There is no investment vehicle like real estate on the planet Earth. The tax benefits, depreciation, rental income, passive income, equity growth. You can literally buy a piece of property and have somebody else pay it off for you while it appreciates in value, while it puts cash in your pocket and gives you tax refunds from the depreciation. I don't care if the market crashes or if it doesn't crash. Buy real estate. Buy a lot of it. Do it smartly. Look at different methods. If you're getting value, by the way, from this video, please subscribe to my channel. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. And hit the bell notification so you're notified when I drop new videos.